So let's make banana tree. Today's lesson is gonna be using a 6-inch skewer. So 1-inch scale, that will be 6 feet banana plant / tree. Let me start to explain what you need. Is you need masking tape. And the masking tape, please just don't buy the expensive kind. Go to a dollar shop. Masking tape tend to have kind of I don't know, kind of pattern on the tape that it looks more realistic. You also need 28 gauge Christmas wire, Christmas ornament wire, which is sold in Walmart for $1.49. Also, you need 6-inch skewer for sure, Elmer's glue, newspaper, scissors, wire clippers, and water. Sorry, it's not clear, but water and brush. And for this, I use the Walmart apple barrel plate, the flat paint of the acrylic paint, which is Parakeet and Kelly green and Christmas green. Also, I was just at the Walmart and I also found evergreen. So you may want to use that later. Also, for these kind of like a dead leaf part, which I'm going to show it to you today, I use the chestnut, territorial beige, and Concord grape, the purple, and also one of those green colors. What else do we need? I think that's, and also that you need the top of any container as a palette. So that's the supply list. If you are going to make lots of greenage using the masking tape, then go find one of these, the tape dispenser. It's very convenient. Okay, so let's start. First, you take masking tape. And 2 inches, just hold the edge of masking tape and just like make it into roughly 2 inches. Roughly, that's the key word. And also, you need to cut the wire in 6 inches. So 6 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of wire folded into half, and that makes it 3 inches. And you just push it like this so that it wouldn't cross. So once it's not crossed, you just place it like so. And again, this is a plant, so it really doesn't matter. And the reason I'm doing it double fold is the banana stem is like kind of like a half tubular stem. So you do need to kind of mimic that the leaves are coming out like this way. So you just put it on top. And then you, using your nail, you just define the groove of stem. Now, you can do it without doing this, without writing it, but basically leaves are like so, like kind of feather shape. So you take it out, and then you just cut it. And don't worry that the leaves are not exactly 2 inches, because it's a nature. So I mean, as long as it's not like 7 inches, it's okay, because the plants come in all kinds of shapes, like people's face. So, but first of all, let me just show you the proportion of the banana plant. Banana plant, the size of leaf coincide with the height of banana. The bigger the banana becomes, is the larger, longer the banana leaves will be. So, for example, this will be much taller plant. This is a medium-sized plant. And then this is a 6-inch plant. So 6-inch plant has much shorter, much smaller leaves, but proportionally, it would be always the same. Okay, so let me just do it again. About 2 inches. How are you? And then do it like this. So it's not crossing. You see, there's a lot of gap over here, but not to worry, because when you are using your nail to define it, you can always close it down. And then let me just cut it. So you make these at least 8. What I have on this sample tree, I think I have 11 leaves, but there's no set rules. As long as at least 8 to kind of make it look like banana tree, It could be, well, not 30, but 11, 12. It's depending on you. Also, you can make it a little bit longer, like 2.5, 3-inch sleeves. That's okay too. One more thing, I just want to do this. So this one, you do it like 1.5 inches, and you just need to do it one of them. Banana plant, the shoots come off like a little kind of cylinder, and eventually it opens up like so. So in order to show like a growing banana plant, you kind of want to have a shoot. And that's what I'm making, is the shoot will be like 1.5. Still like this stem portion will be 1 inch. And this one, since it's not going to open it, it really doesn't matter as long as it's not, as long as you have about 1 inch in a stem. And then the same kind of things. It is just much smaller that to make it, roll it up and to make it the shoot. Okay, so on to painting. First, you take Parakeet green. And then you dip it in, you dip the brush in the water because you're watering it down. And you paint the both sides. And let it,
Standing up.
oh, I forgot. Yes, before you do that. Before you do this, sorry about that. About 2.5 inches, 2 inches, it really doesn't matter. But you cut this into half. Then you wrap it. So it's kind of like a cedar tree, you know. Make sure you have this fat part. And since it's a stem, it really doesn't matter if it's crossed or not. It's just, you're just basically covering it so that the paint will go on. So you might have noticed, this is my favorite scissors because I can cut wire to up to, I don't know, 24 gauges. It's convenient, but you can also use a kitchen scissors to do that. So on to painting. Okay, so wash it down. Just thin coat of Parakeet. But you can use any greeneries you like. If you don't have, but for the first coat, you just use the lightest color and wash it down and use the lightest color for the first coat. And I will tell you eventually. So what I'm doing is like, even though I'm coating the whole thing, basically what we'll show is I'm going to leave it alone on the center so that the center has kind of lighter color stem showing instead of like all dark green. And another thing is that if you wash it down and coat it for many times, it gets more realistic looking leaves than just straight out of bottle. And as you usually use it, like straight, it would get too thick and too cartoony. And also not to worry about painting neatly, because nothing in nature is neat. It's more like, so I call it dynamic painting. It's just, okay, so while this is getting dry, I'll show you how to wrap the newspaper. First, like I said, if you want to put the banana on a planter, then you're wrapping newspaper up to here, or you can just tear it off. But if you want to have banana plant on the ground, then you need some kind of support. And if you have, yes, the thick wire, that's even better, easier. But if you only have this Christmas wire, I found out that if you just make it into quadruple it, and twist around, and that's also kind of enough to enough, how do they say, enough hardness that you can use it as as a base. So what you need is 5 of them. And always the point side is the top of the tree, so bottom side. And you just flush it to the bottom side and then just wrap it around. Kind of like this. So basically what you do is, after all said and done, the 5 of the stem, the base will come in like this. It will stand. And then if you just tape it to the ground, like so, and put the ground cover. So that would make out of ground tree. But while we are doing this, for the ease of working, we'll just leave these wire alone. Now, while the leaves are getting dry, take a newspaper. I know the supermarket inserts that which comes in, or you can pick it up in the supermarket, that would work. So cut it like about 1 inch. Or maybe 1/2 inch. One thing I noticed is that the narrower the tape is even in floral tape situation, narrower the tape is you have more control of wrapping. Now let's just start. Take Elmer's glue and put it on the edge like triangle. So I just put it like so, the triangle. And then you kind of want to leave this pointed end, not glue too much. So what you're doing is that you are gluing just the tip. Oh, not this one. Never mind. This one. Oh, sorry, this one. So triangle. Oh, the paint, the Walmart paint is 50 cents per bottle. How great is that? Okay, so you, okay, you kind of fold it. And I'm stopping it right here because I the wire is built up, so you don't want to have kind of like bulky. You want to make it into a tapered, nice angle tree trunk. And to avoid building up too much of the point, I'm doing it a little bit lower. I'm starting a little bit lower. You can also use a glue too. And the reason I'm not putting glue all the way is that it's a messy. And since we're gonna cover this with masking tape, it really doesn't matter. Use much. And I will say one more time. Perhaps a half-inch cutting of the newspaper would be easier to work on, more controllable than 1 inch. So if you could cut it out, that'd be great. Cut it out to 1/2 inch. Now, so now that you have about 3/8 of an inch thickness. Then you will move on to the masking tape. And notice this, the banana tree is, how they grow is, the leaf, but the stem has a significant amount of width. So the tree doesn't have like a coconut tree, kind of like a groove. It's more like a straight up. It would look like a straight up because it's, see, these are part of the stem. Eventually it will grow out of it, so it's always a straight up. That's why you want to make this taping more like straight, just like so. So you kind of made a pencil with wire sticking around. Now put it on the side because now the leaves are dry. So you take Kelly green, and Christmas green. And then you kind of roughly mix the color. Again, water down, that's important. And leave the center part alone. And you do that back side too, since this is like, back side of it too. And don't worry messing it up. Banana plant, you can always go back, even when it becomes a tree, and if you don't like some portion of it, you can always add a painting to make it look like. A shadowy or whatever. So it's not that crucial that you have to do this in such a neat way, because you can always go back and correct the color, correct the brush stroke. It's a very forgiving way of making banana plants. Right, so let it dry. And then go back and paint some more, or not. Up to you. Now, since I have conveniently previously made leaves, well, how is it for the convenience? I can show you how to make it into a tree. So the next step is it doesn't have to be just like 6 inches or 7 inches. I just like to work on it. So cut it into a half. It doesn't matter that it doesn't have to be like, ooh, it have to be ½ inch. Look like that's okay too. So first, you go through all those leaves and then you find the smallest. That will be the shoot. So you set that one aside. Well, to avoid a mistake, you can always roll them up so that it will be a shoot. And this will be a shoot. And then, of course, it's smaller, bigger. So you go through smaller leaves. And it's roughly is okay. I think. There's two ways of making it. You can put the shoot later, or you can put the shoot together. Why don't we do that together first? So first, put it like so, the shoot, and then 4 leaves. front side and the back side. Always the sticky side is the side that you want to show. So sticky side up, and the part that the side of the leaves that you want to show will be on the top. So for example, like this, like this. Actually, I like this. Just don't like this pen. So 4 leaves all together. Sticky side up. Then you take that pencil part together, and then you attach it on the top, and then you roll it, spiral down, but not too much. Spiral down, not too much. Then you take a leaf, and then you just add a leaf. Just cut it down. You see, like the open space, that's how you are putting your next leaves. And always, because since the leaf's going to be like this, so the part that you want to show is on the back of the leaf will be glued side. I think that's like more than plenty. Leaves. So before you do anything, let's just open up and see how they look. Maybe we need a little bit more. Then you just add leaves. Alrighty. So this is a banana tree. And just take a look, and then like if you think that you need more leaves, then just add more leaves. If you don't think it's it, If it's too much, then just don't, just take it off. You can always add just one leaf by taking it. It's too low. And then, again, just check that the tape is kind of straight out. And then just push it down, push it down. Okay. Then just the painting. I like to use lighter green for but so mix the color to your liking, and then paint. This one you can be straight, doesn't have to be washed down. Now, as long as it's not like the obvious masking tape part is not showing, it's okay, because there are too many leaves that they will kind of hide it. See, like for example, like I've got the masking tape this, but if I paint it on top, nobody's the wiser. Okay, so sort of is okay. So I would let this tree dry. Okay. In the meantime, let's just make this part. Now, this kind of dead leaf part, if it was home garden banana plant people likes to take it off. If it was banana plantation or banana farm, they couldn't care less. So it's up to you. But I kind of like to have at least like 3 of them. So what you do is it's much longer, and then you just fold it. Like so. And this is the portion it will be glued to the tree trunk. So the shape of it is like a dead leaf. It's kind of like tapered on the top. So you're not making a perfect triangle, you are making it kind of like tapered on the both end, and then leave this part. Like so. And you see this boo-boo that I made? That makes it more real. Isn't it nice? Isn't it forgiving and so nice? I wish everything was forgiving. Yes. So since the paint, it takes a little more time to let the paint dry. Okay, so brown. Brown. And beige. Yeah, territorial beige. What kind of name is this? And Concord grape. Make Concord grape. Just a little bit. So when you're painting this, you don't want to lose this stickiness, because that's what they're gonna hold it into your tree. So don't do it on top of like newspaper, then you kind of ruin the sticky side. And you have to do it all over. So this is a dead leaf. It's kind of, so just in case you're wondering, I just mixed it, or the brush wasn't even cleaned, so that it has a greenish color to it. And then I'm just mixing with brown, wash down. It's a dead leaf. And then on the bottom, I just like to add a little bit of purple. For some reason, they have a kind of purple color to it. and let them dry. But, and then you're just rubbing it. But, so I just colored this in a beige color, and you can also do it afterwards. So you just do you see like the kind of green and purple kind of mixed kind of sad color, sad spring color? And that's how you kind of age it, age the beige. So that's in a nutshell. I will show you how to glue this diagonal parts, which is not painted, but basically to show you, you just tape it. Tape it around. And then the part that it doesn't have a glue kind of opens up. So that's how to make a banana plant / tree. Thank you very much for watching. Okay. Okay. I'm back again. So let's make banana for the banana plant. Banana plant is a very strange plant. You can go to Indian store to buy banana flower. I think Southeast Asia and India, they use banana flour as ingredients for their cooking. Now, the banana flower, this part has kind of petals, and the petal has this stamen. It's like a fingers, and that gets pollinated, and eventually it becomes banana. And then when they happen, that petal will fall off, becomes banana, and then another stamen comes in inside of this flower. So this kind of reddish purple part is where the banana is, the baby tiny banana. Without pollinating, it's kind of like stamen, and then it turns it into, eventually becomes like banana. And of course, the banana is green when they are growing. I just made it into yellow because we think banana is a yellow thing. So let's do the supply list. Oh, and before I forget, Don't forget to shape your leaves. You can fold it into half and then turn it to, and then it has kind of, use your fingers and make it into a kind of leafy thing. And also you can cut the edge. Goes real banana, the leaves get teared up. Then it would look like more realistic banana. And not every tree has, every leaf has a cut in it, but some banana gets more abused. So it's like if you just make it into, then that looks more like banana leaves. You see? That I forgot to mention last one. See, freestanding, yay. All right, so on to supply list. What you need for this one is Flora Craft floral tape, which is sold in Walmart, $1.49